I'd be calling you a radical. This is a giant story. So I got all kinds of sources coming to me. And I have a fucking army. She'll lay you on the throne. So this is giant. So I didn't even find, so, God, I'm a busy dude. One man band Blanche. So it's being reported now that on August 2nd, this report came out of the Olympic Village that the athletes are all getting violently sick. It's reported all over on a lot of, so-called alternative news sites, newspaper sites, that the Olympic athletes were getting violently sick inside the Olympic Village, and they're blaming it on the air conditioning, but then other ones are saying, no, it's the food. It's Fukushima. I'm here to fucking tell you. And it would explain so much. Now they're saying, they gave them pills to monitor fucking temperatures, whatever. But I'm getting people reporting as soon as they got there, they were required to take iodine tablets. Coaches all, and they were told to shut the fuck up. By the United States, ILC. So we're going to get reports because these athletes are coming home. And, they've been sworn to fucking secrecy, but they're going to start to talk. Because I know people that know people that know people, my post-ignorance army. Lillard will be here, and so for his alumni game, but he ain't going to say shit. I know that, and I ain't even going to ask him. But I know his handlers. But there's plenty of people who explain, you could see Lillard was not right in those games. And he's a smart let me tell you, that dude's got a mind like a fucking trap. Like a trap. I know him. I did the play-by-play. And so you could see that he was distraught. He knows all about Fukushima. He's got Kevin Blanch, who was on the campus at the same time I was doing all this work. And some these other athletes. So if this is true, and, I think it is, that they're getting sick from, they're getting sick from the food. Well, let me explain. South Korea took all their own food. Did you know that? All the South Korean fucking athletes. And the report is the Chinese athletes took their own food. Well, they know. They live in the region. John Huntsman to Kevin Blanch. Well, of course I know about Fukushima. I was living in China. Then why don't you screaming your fucking head off? Well, because he owns Huntsman Chemical, fucking benzene, fucking poison the fucking planet, then come to the luxury good of death and fucking extract all your money while you're dying of cancer. That's not my words. That's the words of the LDSE state when I was in there. I'm telling you, this is a giant fucking story. Now, I got sources all over. Now, let's start working this. These athletes are coming home. They're going to talk. If they were fed iodine pills, which I think it's probably true. I don't know. I'm just, we're working this story right now. In my army, my videos are blocked in Japan now. You go talk to anybody in Japan, including Sudoku, Fulham Prairie Grand's own very niece. Oh my God, Kevin Blanch, we love you. Hug me, hand me a crane, recycled folded crane. I got to hold the real one in my hand. I was so famous in Japan in the day, till they blocked my content going in. They all know, but they get my stuff bootlegged, here and there. My view count does not count abstract views, That doesn't mean that they are not watching in Japan and or China. And so, all hands on deck, and listen, this is important for all you guys. It's not a matter of how many people are watching. I've learned that along the way. The sheep are gonzoed. That it's who's watching. Tiny few are the only ones who ever made a difference. We're not fucking quantity, we're quality. This post-ignorance army is the most tactical, greatest group of activists in the fucking history of the world. We're on it. My army's all over it. Y'all are getting stuff for them to me. So, where they sent fucking pills, and this is, it's confirmed. It's all over now. Getting sick in the American, they're blaming it on the air conditioning. Remember when, what was that? Legionnaire's disease. Air conditioning. Just like Spanish flu was in Spain. It was a biological weapon. Fucking, the troops were coming home. The Bushnell Intermountain Indian School was where they sent him in Brigham City, Utah. Oh yeah. It's going to get me going. So, all hands on deck. It would explain so much how many of these athletes were having mental issues once they got it. And I told everybody, I tried to warn everybody, don't go. When you get over there, you're going to learn. This is a great story. I got to tell it. I have a really close friend. Beautiful. She's half Chinese ballerina. Yeah, and half Russian. Now, what a combination. New York City, she would argue with me about Fukushima, argue with my foot. No. After all those years, she finally got married. Her and her husband went on their honeymoon to the Forbidden City. The only one they didn't bomb out. They firebombed them all because the Secretary of War had gone on his fucking honeymoon there. So they went there. She come home. She fucking come up to me in New York. Oh my God, Kevin, I owe you such a... And she was just crying. I'm so sorry I even argued with you. I was such a fool. I was over there. I talked to the, people in the bunkers. That's where they put them. They put their little FEMA camps, the refugees, in the Forbidden City. The only one. The bags are all stacked up there. It's nasty. We learned when we got over there, me and my husband. Oh my God, it was horrific. You're so right. This is the greatest cover-up in history. And she just cried. I'm so sorry, Kevin, that I would not listen to you. And I says, well, I understand. It's hard to believe that they could pull this off. But they did. And I think athletes are going to come home and fucking talk. I mean, they're athletes. I mean, some of these athletes, come on. These are the top in the world. And any athletes at the top in the world, they're just not athletic. They got minds like fucking traps, I'm telling you. So, wow. All hands on deck. Let's get to work on this story. Stand tuned, literally.